All the way from America, Michael, Rumback. Mike Rumback has been collecting vinyl records since he was a kid, so about like 3 years ago. The hobby has recently become more popular, which has led to more music and friendships. Here's Michael with Collecting Records, a Lifetime Pursuit.
I wasn't paying attention for Bob's presentation.
There's also this part, you can do this. It's for the added benefit of giants like yourself.
Thank you, Bob. All right. My name is Michael Rumback, and I've been collecting records for as long as I can remember. A lot of the time when I tell people that, I have to explain what a record is, but looking around this room, I think that most of you probably remember them from some point in your life. This is a picture of my record collection a couple years ago. It was a lot more manageable in size. They're very inconvenient medium, quite heavy, fragile, sensitive to heat. But sometimes once you start buying them, you just keep getting more and more. This is about the time I got my first record with my dad. He's a music lover, much like everyone in my family. And this is the first pair of headphones I ever got. I'm the one in the karate suit and the plaid robe. And this is a meme that goes around on the internet in different record collecting groups. And it kind of shows how everything's came back around again. I know a lot of people who have said, oh, I used to have a record collection. I got rid of it when CDs or tapes came out. And now they're back spending money buying the same records they already gave away. As an obsessive collector, anytime I leave town, I'm looking up where the record stores are. If we go on family vacation and I get to pick something to do, it's going to be go to a record store. A lot of the time it's better if you're by yourself because of the amount of time you want to spend. This is my son Roosevelt, who I'm trying to turn on to the hobby. We're at Spectrum Music in Wichita, and this is the first time I remember going to a record store with him, and he has immediately caught the bug. He has his own record collection and a bunch of useless records that his toy record store. Here he is digging at a record store here in Hutchinson that was open for a while. It's now closed. But every time we'd go there, he'd want to buy some records, I'd want to buy some records. So we had to work out exactly who got what. This is a special record to me. My dad gave it to me when I was in about 8th grade. It's a singer-songwriter, Townes Van Zandt. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him. And I still have it, listen to it very regularly. It's a stereo in our upstairs at our house. We have several stereos. The records I accumulate over the years are not just music albums, but also historical events. This is Apollo flight transmissions. There's a lot of presidential records, old-time radio programs. There's also, I have records of just commercials from radio stations when everything used to be on a vinyl format. But probably what I have most of is Grateful Dead records. That's since grown, but even if I already have it and I come by a Grateful Dead record, there's a good chance I'll buy it and end up giving it to someone else. My son has definitely followed in my footsteps. Here's the first picture I took of him with my headphones I had bought, and I was trying to test them out, but he immediately absconded them and decided he wanted to listen to music. Of course, I was listening to headphones because he had already taken over the TV. And then he moved on to wanting to turn the records on, play them, start them, and everything else. His favorite are the 45 rotation per minute records, which he calls the little ones, because he likes the process of changing the record, turning it over, cleaning it, picking out a new one. And it's funny because he's memorized what a lot of them are by the artwork on the Center label. His favorite is James Brown, Greedy Man. And this is him with I finally bought him his own record player so I could listen to mine. And it's an old 60s suitcase model that I had a friend in McPherson redo. Hastings closed down a little over 2 years ago, and there was nowhere to buy records in town. So I started an online group called Central Kansas Vinyl Collectors. We're up to about 900 members now, and we get together on the first Sunday of every month for a swap meet where you can bring records, buy, sell, or trade, just talk music. These are some good friends I've known for a long time, and we're founding members with me. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of, with family and work, it's probably my most anticipated social event every month. It's open to the public, and it's at a Royal Bar and Banquet Center. Used to be Vic's. If anyone wants to ever come down, it's from noon to 3, first Sunday of every month. These are just more pictures from it. Bob comes down once in a while. We've bought, sold, and traded records. We play music. There's beer. So it's just generally a really good time. Another thing that came out of the Central Kansas Vinyl Collectors Facebook group was a kind of an open mic where you'd bring your own records and you could do a 20-minute DJ set, which is a lot of fun because open mics are great, but if you have no musical ability, you're just a spectator. But pretty much anyone can show up with their favorite songs and take a turn. This is Rooster once again at the swap meet a couple months ago with me, digging through crates and wanting to buy records. It's good to take him to these because if I'm watching a 4-year-old, I tend to not part with as much money. And also everyone wants to give him a good deal. Out of the group, there's also been born a lot of Photoshop memes and fun. This, however, is a real picture of me. Bob Colliday took it. And I'm pretty much at that state still today. This is my stereo in my basement, and this is about my favorite place to spend time. I work 12-hour shifts, and if I could just go home and kick back in the recliner and listen to some music with my son and with my daughter, too, who she's just turned 2, and she's getting into it as well, there's really no better thing to do in the evening than that. Thank you.